Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Pitch Purpose podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Now, I usually open the show with saying something like, where purpose and profit coexist and neither should have to sacrifice. And I believe that, but the thing is, purpose is a vague term. The business definition is typically purpose is the why an organization exists. I'm in purpose introspection mode right now, trying to figure out what it means, how personal purpose and business purpose connect, and the aspirational vision that I'm trying to paint and that I'm aiming for with Pitch Purpose. So for a few minutes, I'm going to walk you through some ways that I'm thinking about all of this. In his book, Counterculture, author David Platt says, "For in working on a daily basis, we are lending our help to the development of a society that is able to sustain human life." David Platt's argument is that work, in and of itself, is significant to society, quote, "contributing to our culture in a way that serves people and honors God," end quote. So for those who work hard, for entrepreneurs doing business, where maybe you don't have some noble, higher vision that you're attached to, your business still has purpose. It's an act of God in sustaining people. Now, if you're selling pornography or doing something immoral, that's a different story. And this is what Paul Zak in his article, Why Your Brain Loves Good Storytelling, he would define as transactional purpose. Essentially, your business sells some product. It performs a service. Great. Sometimes a shirt is just a shirt. Simon Mainwaring, on the other hand, he argues strongly for transcendent purpose, essentially attaching a higher meaning to everything. In his book, Lead with We, he states regarding purpose that brands should, quote, "shift their mindsets from advertising to advocacy, from marketing to movement making," end quote. Now, I don't think that's helpful. It sounds great, and of course, I care about advocacy and movement making, but too often, framing purpose this way turns into the creation of political divisiveness, virtue signaling, cancel culture, separation into tribes, which is ultimately not good. So I'm not lessening my stance on purpose. I'm channeling it in the process of defining what it means to pitch purpose marketing, the message that I want to champion. So more to come on the Pitch Purpose Marketing Substack, as well as future podcast episodes. But let's continue this episode with Vedant Nair. Thank you. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Pitch Purpose with Tony Winslow. I am your host, Tony Winslow, and with me today is Vedant Nair, which I'm super excited to have him on the show today. I met him a couple weeks ago, and I was very impressed by his story and what he's doing with Clips AI as a young founder, entrepreneur, but also a student at the University of Texas at Austin. So excited to have him on the show. Vedant, welcome.
Hey, Tony. Thanks for having me. Thanks for the kind words as well. Glad that I impressed you enough to get here. So must be doing something right. But super excited to be here and ready to have an awesome conversation.
Absolutely. Well, tell me, how did you come up with the idea of Clips AI and what is it?
Yeah, sure. So Clips AI is a tool that helps creators and businesses automatically repurpose their long form videos like podcasts into social media clips. And doing that all automatically helps them save time and also ensures that they're posting their best, most impactful content into social media. And so, unpacking that there, right? It's really about how can we help you grow as fast as possible, save you as much time as possible, and also make it efficient. And thinking back to why we started, so I have two other co-founders, Armel and Ben, and Armel and Ben actually had a podcast themselves. And the way that they saw a lot of success actually growing their platform and their audience was posting clips of their podcasts onto TikTok. And when they did it, it worked really well. They got a lot of views and multiple hundreds of listeners per week. But the problem was that it took a lot of time. Ben hated making clips. He spent hours making clips every week. And as students, Ben's an engineering major, the last thing that he has is time to spend on doing something. And not only was it so long to do, it's just really monotonous. You're watching the same video back and forth, spending time to find the right timestamp. It just really sucked. And, thinking all together, we're all technical. Ben's an engineer, Armel's in computer science, I'm in information systems. Kind of realized that there was a better way to do this, that it could be automated and, we saw what AI was doing and thought that there's a really big opportunity for us to build something that could actually be scaled. And we know that if we had the problem, all we had to do is find other people who had the problem, and then just build from there. And, did a little bit of research, also talked to a bunch of other creators, other businesses, and saw that not only were they having the same problem, but when they outsourced it out, it was costing them $5,000 a month for just 30 clips. And that's when we really knew not only was there a problem there, but it's something that is seriously expensive too. And all of that just made us, we're so passionate about this problem, realize that, okay, let's just start building this and see what we can do.
Yes. That's awesome. I love, it's fun talking to entrepreneurs and reading stories when it's solving a problem that you had yourself and that your co-founders have had themselves. And as a podcaster, it takes a crazy amount of time to make clips. So I found tremendous benefit in using the platform, Clips AI,
Awesome.
to create clips for myself and being able to share that and just seeing the transcript right there and just making it so much easier. So you're a student. Tell me about that. Tell me what it's like to launch a business and be an entrepreneur while in school and building this thing that you're passionate about and so dedicated to. And tell me about that.
Yeah. It's definitely a love-hate relationship, I would say, being a student. There's days, so like you mentioned, my co-founders and I, we go to the University of Texas at Austin, and love Austin, honestly love UT. And yeah, like I mentioned, there's some days where I wake up and it's just amazing. I love being at UT. I love the people there, the support system, the things I learn. There's so many cool things about being a student. But there's other days when I'm really time starved or working the entire weekend because I'm kind of basically juggling two full-time jobs that it kind of sucks. And, you know, I think that our strategy has been, there's a natural story in Silicon Valley to move really fast, raise a huge round, and then just drop out. And everybody wants to drop out. But what we kind of learned is that the support system at UT, the entrepreneurial scene, things like the Herb Keller Entrepreneurship Center, Capital Factory, which is a VC in town that works with us, like those resources have been pretty invaluable. And we've met a lot of great people, a lot of great mentors. And that's why we want to stick it out and graduate, and then from there focus on doing this full time. The opportunity cost, like I mentioned, is other things like, being able to just have fun on weekends, or being able to relax, or even just putting as many hours as I want to in Clips AI. Right. So like I mentioned, love-hate relationship. And then there's a thing that Tony, I think we'll probably talk about this later about, how can I use and leverage my story as a student to help me connect with people, rather than something to shy away from. Because, for me, and I think a lot of other founders, people take pride in being a founder, but that's the thing they take pride in most. They don't really take pride in other roles and other identities, and definitely something I need to work on. But yeah, definitely a lot to unpack there. And like I mentioned, I'm going to make the best out of being a student and, trying to frame it positively. And like I mentioned, use those resources that I can to leverage it most effectively. But there's times where I wish I could just be doing this full speed, full throttle, and full time. So working on balancing both as we speak.
Yes. Well, good for you. And thank you for sharing and being honest with us. Yeah. I commend you for you and your co-founders for doing what you're doing, being students full time and working on building a business. And I know from our last conversation, you have been hesitant about being completely open, like, hey, I'm a student, because you don't want to come across as not being committed and dedicated to what you're doing with Clips AI. And I think it's
Mhm.
the opposite, in that, even having that mindset and that awareness that shows that you're completely dedicated and committed to what you're doing, and you want to build something that stretches beyond the University of Texas and helps build and launch your career. So I think that's super cool. And there will be a lot of people that resonate with your story. And you can do good by encouraging other students in school and entrepreneurs to start building now. And I think it's easy. It's easier to wait and just like push something off and be like, hey, like, no, that's something that I can do later. But the fact that you're stepping out and taking advantage of the resources where you are is is super encouraging.
Yeah. I think so. One of our mentors at Capital Factory, her name's Jacqueline Samira. She's the CEO, co-founder of Howdy. They're a really cool company. Definitely check them out. But she said that, pulling your student card is really important because it can be powerful. And I think it's more powerful than we even realized. And also it's something that only a select few founders can actually use. Um, because most of these people that we're going up against, not going up against, but in this industry are younger on average, but they're still a lot older than us, and they've been working, they have careers like you mentioned, and some of them even going up have families, and we're just these students. So getting into the door can sometimes be easier. Talking about want to do some research with you rather than trying to sell you something, or this project that I've been working on rather than this product, and framing it like that. People are, now that I've learned to use my student card, people are very willing to help out a student. And for some reason, you could be the same age, but not have any affiliation or just have recently graduated, and you're just another person to them. So yeah, I think definitely I've seen that now in the past few months. Using that student card has been pretty effective. Like I've definitely gotten some calls that maybe I wouldn't have, and all you need is the opportunity. And from there it's just about our product and myself impressing the person enough that this is the real deal, they're taking this seriously, and this product does have a lot of value. And I'd rather the product speak for itself than have my cold call or my resume speak for itself. So yeah, I think with the student thing, that's one thing. Getting in the door is a lot more viable than it will be in the future. So got to use that to my advantage.
Yeah, and I would just kind of say with that is it's not necessarily, it is, I guess, a card that you're pulling and that you're a student card, but no matter where you're at in your story as an entrepreneur, you're going to get to the point where you're graduated and you still have that original story of how you started it as a
Yeah.
student in school and what you built together with your classmates and the challenges that you had, and you'll keep growing and growing and growing and be able to build on that. Which is fun. So what's your vision for the future of Clips AI?
Yeah. I love talking about our vision because I think that, like, from the inside of the company, it's really easy to see where we're going because we're all so unified, and we all have these visions that we're not giving up on until we accomplish them, and think that we can make a lot of impact. But for other people, we're just another company, we're just another set of founders. So it's cool to see how I can kind of connect that bridge between the two. So like I mentioned, right now we're just helping you repurpose long form videos into social media clips. But what that looks like is honestly pretty bare bones. We just launched in December, uh, helping you create the clip, helping you maybe doing a little bit of editing, like you mentioned, giving you a transcription, but really not doing much else. But our vision is that this platform becomes a one-stop shop for you, for any business, any marketing team, to create really, really good content, not just content campaigns with one single piece of content. So imagine you uploaded this podcast and now you have a month's worth of content on your calendar. You have clips, you have blogs, you have posts, you have anything that you need. But the best part is that it's all automated. So Tony at Pitch Purpose Marketing, his voice is as powerful as another marketing team who has 10, 20 people hired. And using AI to scale that kind of voice is really important because we've worked with some really cool people who are doing really cool things that can impact the world. If only they had a bigger voice, a more impactful voice. And I think that Clips AI can help them get there. And a one-stop shop, well, that just makes it really easy, makes it seamless. And for me, it's such a pain to have to use all these different services, but the closer they get, the more centralized they get. It makes my life easier. And that means that for you, for us, we can spend more time doing what we love, which is making really good content rather than doing the rest of the boring stuff. And hopefully that makes your voice more powerful and makes your content better and just makes everyone's life easier. That's where we're going with Clips AI, but Clips AI actually stands like internally, and we kind of shortened that down to Kai, CAI, and that kind of comes from the Japanese word Kaizen. It's not exactly spelled the same, but it just means continuous self-improvement and self-learning. And so for
That's
us,
cool.
we want to use that AI, that the research that we've done, the technology that we've enabled to keep helping people learn and keep building better things. So this tool is just the beginning for us. Clips AI is just the beginning for Kai. Um, there's a lot of different ways that AI is going to change the world, and we want to be one of those companies that's helping it make a better, helping the world become a better place. So, 20 years old, all of us are still in college. There's a lot more to do, a lot more to go, but um, I think I really enjoy keeping those lofty visions because um, I want to work. I want to know that my work now is going to translate into something really great and something really powerful. And so it helps me stay focused and helps me right my ship whenever things are going wrong. So yeah, that's where Clips AI is going. And my two co-founders, Armel and Ben, couldn't be happier to do it with them. Smartest people I know. So
Yeah, that's
excited.
really cool. Yeah, you talk about repurposing content, there's a lot of advice out there. There's a lot of ways like, hey, you can do all this with your podcast. You can turn it into a blog. You can turn it 100 different things, but it's so time consuming, and trying to like, it's almost easier just to keep creating than to like go back and think about these things that you've done, because it's like, it's overwhelming. So I love that. And I like
Yeah.
that you're thinking lofty with what you're doing. That's really cool.
Yeah. That it's interesting that you mentioned that, like, we have this desire to just keep creating rather than think about how we can spread our word. And even in entrepreneurship and building a company, people always say, like, focus on your distribution and then focus on your product. And it's a little weird because you're like, what am I going to distribute if I don't have a product? But it's the same thing with the creator, right? Focus on figuring out your distribution before you figure out your content. Um, because good content is awesome and it's great for the people who listen to it, but how are you going to get people to listen to it is the
Mhm.
$1 million question, right? So yeah, and it's easier to create because creating is what we love to do. We love to build great products, we love to create great podcasts, but um the part that's almost more important, but I guess a little bit more boring is the distribution part. So I just imagine if we could solve that distribution for you, how much easier your life would be.
Yeah.
So that's hopefully that also puts in a little bit more perspective about why we're doing what we're doing.
So how you met did you meet Armel and Ben at Clips AI, or I'm not at Clips AI, University of Texas? Like, how did that relationship start? And what did you, that's a big trust to put in
Yeah,
another person to start a business. So how did that come about?
yeah, definitely. So funnily enough, Armel and Ben, the first time that we all met was not academic. So we all played basketball in high school, and we're just playing pickup at the rec, and all met each other, and just kept playing together, and it was super fun. And from there actually is when I kind of learned. First it was with Armel about, Armel has a really cool story. Um, they immigrated from Cameroon, and his dad actually set up a grocery store here. And Armel used to work the entire day at this grocery store and make, I think it was like $10 for the entire day or something like that. And he kind of learned what it meant to work hard, but he also learned that, like, why entrepreneurship is such a powerful factor, because it drove his dad to immigrate all the way and build a successful family in Texas, and build from nothing. And that really inspired him. And I think for him, he always wanted to be an entrepreneur. And that kind of energy just radiated off of him in all our conversations whenever we talked. And it was almost infectious. And we just spent um, entire evenings just thinking about what if we could do this, what if we could do that. And it was really fun, but we were just college kids just hypothesizing about a cool future. And with Ben, um, Ben is the Ben is the smartest person on our team. He's this technical genius. He reads math textbooks for fun. He asked me to send him the lectures that I do in class that he's not in class for. Like, he just
Wow.
loves math. He's really smart. And um I kind of realized that whenever Armel and Ben started their podcast. And when they started their podcast, it was about, they read nonfiction books and talked about what it meant to them. And Ben's takeaways were just really insightful. And I learned a lot from Ben listening to that podcast. And I was like, wow, like, I'm just learning so much from my friend. And so I was like, these are really, really smart people. And then I remember Armel brought us together one day and he's like, all right, I have this idea. Let's meet at the library. I was like, okay, cool. Let's meet at the library. And I remember the first thing he said is like, okay, I have this idea. This is going to be this company. But before we start, I need you guys to tell me that you'll be able to dedicate the next 5 to 7 years of your life to do this. I was like, what? Bro, I'm 19. You just brought me to the library, but you told me before we start on this thing that I have no idea what we're doing.
Yeah.
Um, just yeah, give me the next 7 years of your life. And um, I just said yes. I wanted to hear what he was going to say. And then we just started talking about the problem that they're having with their podcast and how we think about solving that. And a few conversations in the library later um, spun off Clips AI, and from
That's
there
cool.
the rest is history. But yeah, I think it was the most college founding story that you'll ever get.
I love
But
it.
I wouldn't have it any other way. It was awesome.
That's so cool. So you mentioned that there's some resources, Capital Factory, the Herb Kelleher Institute. Who are some of the entrepreneurs that you aspire to? Like if you could meet one entrepreneur, that'd be like the dream guy that you want to, or girl that you want to talk to. What would that be? Who would that be?
Yeah. I don't I don't know if there's one, because I think what I love about entrepreneurs, and I mentioned that I play basketball, is like every single entrepreneur or basketball player has this one absolutely superhuman strength that just radiates off of them. And it's like, when building your dream entrepreneur, which is hopefully one day I become my own dream entrepreneur, is like you're taking all these little pieces, right, from everyone, their strengths, and composing it as one. So I think that there's quite a few people, people that I've met, like I mentioned, Jacqueline Samira. She bootstrapped her company and now they're worth like 100 million. Like
Wow.
she's super smart, and she's given us actionable advice the entire way. And for her, I just like really look up to how grounded she is, and how practical she is with her advice. And yeah, I think like for us, like she's helped us point the ship in the right direction a few times, so it's been really awesome. But people I haven't met, I guess, people that are little bit more famous, um, Elon Musk, in the sense that I really, I think that his work ethic, if you do some research, is is just unbelievable. It's not human like. I don't even know what the
He
adjective
doesn't
is.
sleep.
Yeah, he no, genuinely he doesn't sleep, and I think he literally does it all in a sense of he realized how smart he was, and realized what his what he owed to humanity was really important, and that he felt like he was one of the only people in the world to pull it off. So he just did it, and he willed himself many times. There's many times he could have stopped, taken all the money that he had and just lived a life on an island, but he didn't, and he continues to do it. And I just, the way that he's driven, I don't agree with a lot of things that he does, but the way that he's driven by a sense of purpose and works relentlessly for something really motivates me. And there's like a lot of YouTube videos that I watch about Elon Musk, that motivational videos, whenever I'm feeling like a little bit stuck, that get me out of there, because the way he talks about work is just like, it's just a sense of duty to him, and because his purpose is so powerful. And for me with Elon, it's like, how can I want to find my purpose I can be driven so furiously by that. Work is just my duty, because I know I can pull it off. I guess speaking more practically about like a company and how you build product, I think that Brian Chesky from Airbnb and then Jeff Bezos actually are two people who kind of, hearing them like talk and like just consuming information about their stories, is like they really care about their customer experience. And like I remember I read this thing that Jeff Bezos, like the thing that used to keep him up at night was not Amazon's market share, their competitors, or their financials. It was like, how is the customer doing? And Brian Chesky, the same thing. Like he said that he would make one, like in the beginning, he would make one customer happy before he moved on to the next one, just one at a time.
That's
And that
cool.
dedication to a customer experience is like so cool to me, because you know people, I guess, when I started building this, I didn't realize a company was just about solving people's problems and doing it really well. I thought it was about, oh, making money and finance and marketing and accounting, but it all just boils down to how can you solve somebody's problem, and really empathizing with the customer. That's super important. Empathizing with them, building great solutions for them. And I think like he seeing that in Airbnb and Amazon's values has really inspired me. So them two, and then I guess the last one is he's a little bit more niche, but Palmer Luckey, he's co-founder of Anduril. He also founded Oculus, like the VR
Okay.
headsets. So Anduril is like in the defense industry, and it's like an industry where for the past 10 20 years has been super stagnant. By a few major players have dominated, and he just found an innovative way to disrupt that and build using a bunch of different new technology to build really cool solutions. And it's cool that like the defense industry was something that everyone thought was untouchable and that no sane founder would ever go to and start something.
Yeah.
But he said, F that, like he knew that there's a way that he could use technology to transform an industry that was super stagnant. And I think that there's a lot of opportunities like that available, especially now. And he's just a reminder that like, if everyone else is telling you no, and the industry and market is telling you no, for the best founders, it's probably the right time to say yes. So all those different things, there's not one person, but it's just qualities from different people that have
Absolutely.
been pretty impactful. Yeah, I would say.
That's really cool. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
So let's talk about purpose. This is the Pitch Purpose podcast, and
Right.
in and of itself, what you're doing, like you talked about, what business, it's solving problems. That is purpose of in itself, and you're providing a tool that is extremely beneficial to podcasters, creators, businesses, and it's helping them be better at what they do and helping them scale. And that is purpose, and that's awesome. Something that I like to ask of entrepreneurs, and just personally, what are the things that you care about, that you want to be a voice for or champion in the world?
Yeah. I think there's two things, three things, but there's one thing that like I feel like right now I'm owning because of the part of like the journey that I'm on. So like I mentioned, right, we were just a bunch of college students with an idea, and then we suddenly called ourselves entrepreneurs and just started building a company. Um, and looking around us at UT, it's a great school. It's a lot of smart people, but I almost feel like we get a little bit brainwashed because we see that, oh, you can work in investment banking or consulting, or you can work at a big tech company, and that's what your life is supposed to be because other smart people before you have done that. And what you have to do is just focus on doing that, and that's the end all be all. That's it. And I feel like you're kind of limiting yourself when doing something like that. Um, Not only because most of the people who work in these jobs actually don't like them, they don't like the companies and the things that they stand for. They don't like the work that they're doing. Because I feel like it's easy for you to go there and be complacent because you're doing what everyone else has been doing before you, and the path is pretty clear, right? There's not much thinking or extra work that you have to do rather than your actual job. I didn't like that because I felt like I don't want to live my life and just do what everyone else has done just because they did it. Like I wanted to make those mistakes for myself and learn for myself and decide like what do I actually want to do by doing it. And yeah, I just wanted to give myself the opportunity, and I feel like it's a disservice not to. And especially for really smart, capable people who I know there's kids at my school who are much smarter than me, much more capable than me. And it kind of it hurts sometimes to be like, dang, like this kid isn't even going to explore their talent or their passions and see where they intersect and how something cool they could build. And my wish for everyone is that they can just do those things, explore their talents and passions, and just see where it takes them. Because
So
I think that with enough, like I think that the world is at a place where everyone within reason can do that. And so my thing is like I want to inspire, hopefully with my journey, our journey in Eclipse AI, inspire everyone who's on the cusp or thinking about building their own business, their own startup, their own anything, just doing it their own way to do that. And hopefully our success helps reminds people that it's possible because we were just kids with no credentials, with no nothing, who just had an idea that we're so passionate about that we just wanted to do it.
I
So
love it.
yeah, own your future, own your own path. We only get to do this once, so we might as well make it interesting, right? So tell all the students out there, all the young people out there, to just do it. And I mean, you did it, you're doing it well. Hopefully one day I'll do it well. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Well, let's dive in. Why don't you show us what Clips AI is all about? And for those
Yeah,
listening, for those listening to this podcast recording that'll come later from now, I'll have this on YouTube so you can actually take a look at Clips AI and what it is.
perfect.
But yeah, go for
Perfect.
it.
Yeah. Sharing my screen. Can you see it okay?
Yes.
Awesome. So this is Clips AI. Like I mentioned, we just launched in December. So this is the alpha version. Right now you can go into Clips AI, upload your full length video, and then get clips from it. So this is kind of looks like when you go to your home screen, you can see a bunch of test videos that I've kind of uploaded. And so this one is like an hour, 20-minute long video. And what you do to upload one is just click to upload here, and then we do the rest for you. So this is what it looks like when it's been done processing. So you can kind of see it pops back out at me a bunch of different clips.
Uh-huh.
And each clip comes with a transcription, like you mentioned, to make it really easy to sift through and kind of find which clips are your best clips. And immediately generating 30 clips for you automatically is a really huge time save compared to going in the software and like Adobe or Final Cut and doing it yourself. And not only finding your TikTok or Instagram clips, but clips of any different length for any different platform. So YouTube chapters that are 15 minutes, LinkedIn videos that are 3 minutes, just giving you a bunch of flexibility and variety, and helping you, working on ways to make it easy for you to download them and sort through them efficiently. And you can just click a few and then kind of download from there.
Now,
We're working on a,
how does
oh
it
yeah, go
know
ahead.
what to parse out and what to generate clips on?
Yeah, so I guess a little bit of that is the secret sauce, right? But I know, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we're using I guess some math and some AI to kind of first of all use the transcription to help you find where there's differences in meaning in the conversation, and using math to find those differences. And when we're like, oh, okay, this is a difference, we kind of make that a clip, and we do that at a very small level so that you can build up and make clips. So we can use these 30, 60-second clips to make 1 to 3 minute clips, and those to make 3 to 8 minute clips, and just build on kind of like a pyramid.
Okay.
And yeah, we're working on even new algorithms to make it even better. We're going to start helping reference, current trends that are going on social media, or which videos are doing well, to make them even more powerful. And our goal is that when you look at these clips, in the next few months, they'll actually rank it by mathematically. This is your clip that's going to get you the most views,
That's
and so on
cool.
and so forth. And that'll be really powerful, because then it takes the guessing game out of the algorithm, which is, we found that you can spend all this time making a clip, and then it just gets like 10 views, and you're like, why did I just spend an hour of my life, right? So that will definitely help you make it a lot easier. And as AI gets more powerful, I'm sure you're following all the different stuff that's going on in the news. It's going to be even better. The clips are going to be better. The editing's going to be better. Everything's going to be better. So this is just the beginning, and super excited to see kind of like how it keeps going, how it keeps evolving.
Yeah. Can you show us the process again? You kind of went through it a little quickly. Just kind of go
Yeah,
back to
sorry.
the homepage. No, you're good. I just want for
Yeah.
the audience who's watching to be able to see what
hmm
the full thing is. So you go in Eclipse
Yeah.
AI.
So
What
this is like
happens?
the homepage. If you don't have any videos uploaded, it'll be blank. But I guess the reason it kind of went through pretty quickly is because it is a quick process. You click to upload right here, you upload your file, and then that's it. You'll click to start uploading, you'll click to start creating the clips, and it does the rest for you. You can actually close out the tab, go about your day, do whatever,
Oh,
and
cool.
we'll email you when it's actually ready. So that's also really cool, because you're saving time on that side too, having to manually do it and upload and wait for it to render and do all that stuff. We're taking that work out of your hands, which is cool, because now instead of staring at the screen while my computer chugs away and starts almost overheating,
Yeah.
I'll get to just go and just go about my day. So yeah.
And I just noticed I didn't know that it would take MP3 or WAV files. I thought it was just MP4. So
Yeah,
it can
maybe
just do
I
like
should have.
audio podcasts.
Yeah, I should have done a better job explaining that means. So
No, you're no,
we'll
you're
note that.
good.
But yeah, like we definitely recognize, right? So this is going to be a video podcast. You mentioned that's going to be on YouTube maybe, but some people are audio only, and that's perfectly
Hmm.
fine. We want to make sure that we can support them too. So, like you mentioned, MP3 waveform or wave files are accepted, and we're going to be doing cool stuff in the future, like making like waveforms for them for those clips to make them even more engaging when they're posted on social media. So there's a lot of ideas we have in the pipeline. We only
Yeah,
have so much manpower and so much learning that we've done, but they'll come out. They'll come out eventually, and when they do, it'll be exciting.
that's cool. I know it's kind of a fun little thing, but I like when you're uploading the clips, it looks like a little Pac-Man
The
that's like
Pac-Man,
eating
yeah,
the that means it's
yeah,
processing. I think that's super
yeah.
fun.
Yeah, I agree. That's funny. It's like something that we put in that we just thought it was cool, and then
Yeah.
everyone just liked it. So we're like, okay, yeah, we'll keep it. We'll keep it around. So good to hear.
So what should people do if somebody wants to use Clips AI? What should they do?
Yeah, great question. So right now we're in a closed alpha, but which means that there is a wait list. But for anybody who's listening or anybody who finds us through this podcast, I'll make sure that you get access right away. And it's all free right now. We're just looking for feedback, testers, people who are just excited about creating these clips and want to help us and help them make it better. And so yeah, you can just go to clipsai.com. It's right here. I can actually and this is our.
Did you all build your website too yourselves?
Yeah, we did.
It looks
Uh,
great.
awesome. Yeah, well, I appreciate it. All thanks to Armel. So Armel, if you're watching this, good job. But yeah, right here is where you sign up on the wait list,
Very
and
cool.
from there we'll email you access and get you started. Starting in April, it'll be completely opened up. So there will be no wait list or anything like that. So depending on when you're listening, you'll be able to use that. And we actually have some new features being launched on Monday, actually. So we're going to now support larger file sizes that are being uploaded. The clips themselves, we've done some tweak the algorithm to make it better. So the ones that are generated will be better.
Cool.
And then the last thing that I think is pretty cool, and maybe Tony, you've had this problem yourself, is like, you want to change the start and stop time of this clip just a little bit, make it maybe add a little more context or make it a bit shorter. We'll have a trimming tool right here where my cursor is, so that you can
Sweet.
actually do that in the platform rather than having to export it out and do that on something else. So those are the highlights that are coming actually next Monday. So if you're tuning in, I would highly encourage you to check it out, because I think, especially now with this trimming tool, we think that it's going to be a lot easier for you to export really, really good clips.
That's so cool. So, well, congratulations to you and to Armel and Ben for everything that you've done and everything that you're continuing to do. It's really neat. Uh, Well, is there anything else that you'd like to discuss or share with us? Any final calls to action for the audience?
Yeah. First wanted to thank you, Tony.
My pleasure.
I was just somebody trying to show you a product, and now we're on a podcast and couldn't be happier about it. Um, super excited for your podcast, and I love what you're doing. I love the pitch purpose behind it.
Thanks.
So very grateful to be on here. For us, the call to action, like I mentioned, go to clipsai.com, check it out, share with your friends. There's so many people who could be impacted by this, whether you're a creator like Tony is, if you're a business who needs help with your marketing, if you're anywhere in between, check out Clips AI, because there's value that you can be extracted from it. And right now it's all free, and this is the cheapest you'll ever get it, to be
Yeah.
honest. So
Yeah.
so use it while you can. For us, yeah, like I mentioned, anybody who's out there, I guess no matter how young or old, take that chance, bet on yourself, because the worst you can do is learn something and add some more skills and add some more resilience. And the best that you can do is an unimaginable outcome on people,
Yes.
places, things, whatever, scaling that impact. So take that chance. Why not? We're only get to do this cool thing that we call life once. So make it interesting. So yeah, I guess that's all from me. We'll continue to keep building something great. We're just at the beginning, but we work really hard and we really care about this. So I'm confident that one way or another we'll find a way to make an impact.
Yes. Awesome. When I'm hoping 10 years from now, when you're this huge company, people will look back and you just don't forget me when you're famous, when you build something awesome, and then
What
knowing that I was one of the first people to interview you is
we'll
exciting.
do we'll do a 10-year anniversary podcast and we'll see
Yeah.
we'll see how much of those predictions come true. But yeah, that'll be
Yeah.
really fun.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Vedant. I appreciate your time and continue to do great things.
Awesome. And thanks again, Tony, for having me. All the best to you in the future. Keep using Clips AI. We'll keep sharing
Absolutely.
Pitch Purpose and we'll build something great together.
All right. Well, sounds good. Take care.